Have you ever wondered why a woman who clearly shows interest in you suddenly goes silent? She looks at you with those eyes full of desire, touches you subtly, and the chemistry between you two is undeniable. But suddenly, she shuts down. Conversations cool off, her replies start taking longer, and her presence seems to fade away. But what if I told you that this silence, this absence of words, is the key to understanding what's really going on with her? It's not a lack of interest, and certainly not disregard. The truth behind this behavior might shock you, as it's tied more to a mix of insecurity and a much deeper mental strategy than you might realize. It's common for men to get confused when a woman who clearly wants them suddenly pulls away. But what you may not know is that her silence could be saying far more than you could ever imagine. Let's dive deeper into this mystery and understand what really goes on in a woman's mind when she stays silent, even when everything around says she desires you. The first thing we need to understand is that women, just like men, have their own ways of dealing with deep emotions, especially when those emotions involve strong attraction. The difference is, often, their behavior is more introspective. When a woman feels something intense for a man, she might feel vulnerable and even a bit scared of the intensity of her emotions. In many cases, silence is her way of handling that internal whirlwind without knowing how to act. She might not want to expose herself too much, not wanting to appear too vulnerable, fearing that what she's feeling is too much, or worse, that it's not being reciprocated. The fear of rejection could be one of the biggest drivers of this behavior. She might go silent because she's trying to protect herself from being hurt if you don't feel the same way. This withdrawal is often an emotional defense mechanism, a way to avoid the pain that comes with exposing herself too much if the feelings are not returned. Another important aspect is that a woman might go silent because she wants to see how you'll react. Contrary to what many might think, silence is not always a form of ignoring or disinterest. She might be waiting to see if you'll actually take action, if you're genuinely interested or just playing around. Many women won't directly express what they're feeling because they want to observe a man's behavior, to see if he's truly committed or if he's just casually engaging. Her silence may actually be a kind of test to see how far you're willing to go, to gauge if you'll make an effort or if you'll pull away too. She may be hesitant to make a move, preferring to stay silent while she waits for clear signs that you're on the same emotional wavelength. This game, though it might seem cruel at first, is really a way for her to protect what she feels, to ensure that she's not giving too much to someone who isn't as serious as she is. And let's not forget about indecision. Many women, even when clearly attracted to a man, may feel paralyzed by doubt. They might be questioning the real viability of the relationship, wondering whether they should or shouldn't fully invest in what they're feeling. Silence can come up precisely when she's trying to decide whether what she's feeling is fleeting or something deep, worth pursuing. She could be internally evaluating whether you're someone she can trust, if this relationship will last, or if it's just going to bring complications. This reflection process can be slow and very confusing, which often leads her to withdraw. Silence, in this case, becomes a tool for self-control, where she tries to protect her feelings while figuring out what the next steps should be. She might just be allowing herself to experience this emotional roller coaster, waiting to see if you'll help her clarify her thoughts or if you'll make her feel that it's worth moving forward. There's also the factor of emotional independence, which is a very strong aspect of modern women. Many women, especially those who are highly self-sufficient, might pull away or go silent precisely because they don't want to appear needy or overly dependent on a relationship. They know they have a lot to offer, but they also know they need to feel complete within themselves before giving themselves to someone else. Her silence might be a way of ensuring that she doesn't lose her own identity and that her happiness doesn't depend solely on the other person. She's trying to balance her own desires and needs with the idea of entering a relationship, and silence serves as a way to maintain that balance without losing herself in the process. In the end, what you need to understand is that her silence doesn't mean she doesn't desire you. On the contrary, often, silence is a manifestation of what she's really feeling but doesn't know how to express. She's processing everything internally, dealing with her insecurities, evaluating the situation, and trying to figure out the best way to let herself be vulnerable in this moment. Instead of seeing her silence as something negative, try to view it as an opportunity to understand more deeply what she's going through. Sometimes, the best way to understand a woman is to give her the time and space to process her feelings without external pressure. She just needs to know you're there, that you're willing to wait, and that you respect her time. When she feels secure and ready, you'll see her silence fade, and the desire she feels for you will be expressed in much more intense and real ways.